On February 19, the two young men had been throwing up a short distance around me before grabbing my phone while I was looking for that address. I turned a corner and continued to look for the address, but I found that the two men had reappeared very close to me. Again, I had looked around there for even though 30 minutes, at least 20 minutes, and no matter where I went in that area, two people were always repeating at the closer plate to me. In the winter of 2019, before I agreed to have sex with that Afghan cleaner, the tall Afghan, he forced me to have sex so much that I nearly dislocated my right arm. Then I had pain in my right arm for about a week and then seemed to be fine. But actually in 2020, I feel pain on my right arm just sometimes, and it went on for a few months. In 2021, I thought my right arm was basically healed. Around February of this year, I felt my right arm started to be pain again, so I felt the Afghan cleaner, the tall Afghan, was coming, and the Xi Jinping Fujian Gang organized member. In the names of the Afghan cleaner, the tall Afghan who had a sexual relationship with me to grab my mobile phone, and I said the same word when texting the Turkish police. On April 2nd, I sent my brother a little message to expose the decade-long conspiracy of the Fujian Gang in this so-called family, including the murder of my mother. On April 4th, I went to the luxury area in the east. I went down to the neighborhood of the woman who set up the street store to have a look. And when I went out, I saw two Chinese women, one tall and the other short, going down later. I wandered in other direction, and soon I found that the two Chinese women I had just seen reappeared in the horizon that I could see from a distance. That day, the two women appeared around me at least 3 times, which might imply that I'm a bit shorter than the tall women. On my way back, I met the short Afghan refugee who was brought in when the tall Afghan refugee I had had a sexual relationship with was arranged to leave. The short Afghan refugee said he worked near there. Actually, I had been pregnant. I thought that Afghan cleaner who had sex with me might have become a sex tool for the Chinese lady box of fish. Of which luxury hotel in this luxury area. At least they gave him a high-paying job. When I left, I thought that all I needed was one child, but I heard a woman's voice say, I just need one man. In fact, on April 4th, when I walked to the smaller supermarket on the east side, the luxury area is further inside. I saw a little fat man who looked a bit like him appear. It was probably the enemy. The enemy made this arrangement deliberately. When I was out shopping on April 5th, I twice met a tall couple with a child who looked like passerby. The people who appeared repeatedly around me must be secret agents arranged by Xi Jinping Fujian Gang or Jiang Zemin Fujian Gang to extract their will, but because it seemed that I was located by satellite, they knew where I was at any time. When I was walking back from outside last night, I saw a man pushing a wheelchair, and in the wheelchair was a woman who was probably polio. This reminded me of the fact that Xi Jinping Fujian Gang has been threatening me with maiming me, which means that once they would ban me, the only people who would be willing to take care of me are short men. No, maybe it's not. In fact, the short man is not the foolish man. In fact, if only there are rich men. So, in fact, they had been practicing this will. They actually man me as soon as I was born and keep pushing me to have sex with short men. After I moved to this apartment on March 29, my left leg had been hurting for several days. I started to glow something on my neck yesterday. I also had some red and swollen thing growing on my hand and leg. Maybe it was because the toilet is very dirty. It was. So today I went to the pharmacy on the east side. I didn't go to the luxury area today. On the way back, maybe I was targeted by the enemy again. And then I I met the short again, who said he worked in the luxury area the other day. When I thought I was going to fly out in a plane, the girl said, the missile would knock the glass door today, and I hadn't grown any taller than last year. The girl said that if I were in China, I would have died twice. Because I was abroad this year, the Cultural Revolution in China could not be carried out in time.